Hey YouTubers, this is Lonnie Clark again, Nuts for Art. I wanted to put out a quick video about the DemExit, of which I'm part of the DemExit. And I've had lots of people telling me that my vote for Jill Stein is going to cause Donald Trump to get elected. Well, I don't think that Donald Trump's going to get elected because Hillary Clinton has been anointed. She's the preordained so-called president, whatever that means anymore. So the Democratic primary was a dry run on how to rig the elections. And let's just talk about that. This is what's caused my DemExit. It is the rigging of elections. Rigging of elections is election fraud. That's a felony. That is a felony. And in my view, the Democrats brought us George Bush. They refused to stand up against George Bush the first time. They didn't even question it the second time there was clear election fraud. This time with Hillary Clinton, they've just pretended like, no big deal. It's no real problem. Well, actually, I have a huge problem with the Democratic Party, who now I lump up together with the Republican Party, and I call them Republicrats. We live in a Soviet-style government where really only your vote for the right candidate counts. And that's what we're going to have to deal with. And, you know, this whole fear-mongering about how horrible Trump is, I 100% am convinced that Trump is being paid by the Clintons to help her get elected. Every time he could pull ahead or do something that would help his campaign, he shoots himself in the foot and says, some idiotic, he cannot be that fucking stupid. I mean, honestly, he's not. I completely disagree with the fact that people think he's just that racist, that bigoted, that dumb. In this last little kerfuffle, this whole thing about insulting a soldier's parents, a guy who gave his life, and insulting his parents, that's not an accident, you know? Well done, well done, well done. What are we talking about on television instead? Instead, you know, Obama's out there pushing the TPP down our throats. Nuclear power plants are falling apart around our country. We are expanding the wars. I mean, this whole idea that we have to be a warring nation, that's our primary thing, I completely disagree with it. But for me, the DemExit is really, it's not just because they stole the nomination from Bernie. It's the whole thing. It's the whole enchilada. Their complete disrespect for the American people. The Republican Party, held Obama at bay for a long time. We don't have a Supreme Court justice because of them. And yet the Democrats put on, what's his name? Alito and Roberts, and they are two of the biggest fascists that we've ever seen in our lives. And we get it that if Trump is elected, we're going to have more of the same. I mean, we know that Pence is going to be running the country. Look what he did to Indiana, dragged it right through the dirt. He believes that gay people need to be put in prison camps and re-educated, and women who've had abortions should be in jail. I mean, there is just a lot of offense about the fascism of the Trump-Pence idea. There's also a lot of offense about the Clinton-Kane idea. Also, they're just as bad of fascists. So, you know, in my heart of hearts, I don't know how any Democrat who is a Democrat, who believes in the democratic ideals of taking care of the working class people and socialist ideas of education for the poor, daycare for the poor, health care for all, paid for by taking money out of our military. We don't need a big I do believe we need to have strong borders, but we don't need to. Our number one product ought not to be war, and that's what it is. So I'm firmly in the DemExit. I called all of my Democratic elected officials and told them, I'm not voting for another Democrat if that's what it means. And to hear the Democracy for America people stand up there and say, oh, well, we've got this political revolution. There is no revolution when there's fascism going on, folks. When only the vote for the right party. I mean, is that what we're going to do? Start saying Sig Heil? There's no conversation about getting rid of the Unpatriot Act. No conversation about getting rid of the NDAA. None. I personally am part of the DemExit, and I'm proud of being part of the DemExit. I'm voting for Jill Stein, and Jill Stein is about the best we've got. She has said nothing about Fukushima, but you know what? Neither has Hillary Clinton, neither has Donald Trump, neither has Gary Johnson. So, you know, what the fuck? Expecting Jill Stein to start talking about Fukushima, she is at least anti-nuclear. We know that for a fact. She's not one of these people that says, oh yeah, we have to hang on to the nuclear for 10 fucking years, like 350.org, who is backing Hillary, Monsanto, Westinghouse, Clinton. I'm going to post this up. I just wanted to do a quick shout out for anybody who is in the DemExit and getting a hard time, because you know what? We're the people with integrity. Until this party renounces election fraud, I'm not ever voting for another Democrat again. Because 3 elections where they allowed election fraud to happen, I'm done with them. Completely done with them. We don't live in a free nation as long as the Democrats are participating like that. And actually, as long as we have Republicrats, where the Republicans and the Democrats work on the same side and pretend to be on the opposite side. So, we definitely need our courage feet on. So, ciao, you guys.